See that thing in my lip? Not very attractive, is it? That's what smokeless tobacco looks like. And it belongs in the garbage. Not very attractive, is it? When I was in the military in 2012, I was first introduced to smokeless tobacco. So, I never saw myself trying smokeless tobacco, ever in a million years. Well, one day I found out that I can get an extra 5-minute break while at work if I went out to the smoke pit and hung out with a couple of my buddies who were smoking and chewing smokeless tobacco. One thing led to another. Someone handed me a chew, and that became an addiction. About a year later, when I was deployed, and I had a full-on addiction to tobacco, using a whole can a day at the worst, I realized it was time to change, and I gave up smokeless tobacco. The FCC and the Federal Trade Commission state that 3.8% of American adults use smokeless tobacco and 4.1% of high school students use smokeless tobacco. This is pretty alarming if you ask me. How are children accessing smokeless tobacco in a higher number than full-grown adults? The obvious answer is adults realize that this is unsafe. Some of the side effects of smokeless tobacco include esophagus cancer, gum disease, heart issues, stained teeth, and even at the worst, you can have portions of your gum and lip removed. And that's not anything that you would like to see walking down the street or in the mirror. It is a scary thought to think that you could lose a loved one due to smokeless tobacco. The FCC also says that there are 28 cancer-causing carcinogens in smokeless tobacco. It is not an easy thing to start or break the habit of nicotine. There are options available if you seek out your local doctor to help you with quitting smokeless tobacco. You may think I can do this on my own, and you might be able to, but you need to be aware of all the options available to you on quitting smokeless tobacco. If this is you and this has happened to someone you know or a loved one, the last thing anybody would like to see is their child, mother, brother, son, daughter in the hospital or on their deathbed because a simple choice to pick up and use smokeless tobacco. It comes in many forms. You can get smokeless tobacco in chewing tobacco form or snus. Snus is sold in pouches in a solid or liquid form. The United States has many regulations on how to market smokeless tobacco while seeking to hit markets outside of commercials and television. While this is illegal, how are our students getting access to smokeless tobacco still to this day? Do your research before you pick up smokeless tobacco, because it might be the last thing that you ever do. I hope that my message has helped inform you on some of the reasons why you might want to think twice before letting you or a loved one use smokeless tobacco. I'd also like to state that it's never been an easy journey when I quit using smokeless tobacco. I know that it affected my friendships. It even affected my personal life because I had to hide the fact when I was visiting my parents that I chewed smokeless tobacco. I was embarrassed about it. So don't be macho. admit that you have a problem, and kick the habit. Thank you, and good night.